Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is Thursday, the 13th of August. Wow. Can you believe it? We're almost through August. Halfway almost. And then summer is over with. I can't believe that we have been through this whole summer being inside. Normally, my children are at camp and I am working, teaching my students, enjoying that time. Well, tonight, I want to come to you and give you an opportunity to learn something new. As usual, you know I like to teach you all when I get a chance. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to John and Antoinette Ramsey. They are our coaches and our mentors. And we come on here weekly in order to talk to you about one of the lessons we're learning. So this week, we're talking about the science of getting rich. And this is by Wallace Wattles. And my section this week was on chapter 14, the impression of increase. So, of course, you'd say, Daphne, what is the impression of increase? Where we learn about the impression of increase? Well, the impression of increase can be given in different areas of our life. When you say impression of increase, I'm sure the first thing you think about is what? Money. We all love money, right? Well, you see, money has an energy to it. And we do want to have the increase of money, but we want to have an increase of something else. And that's something that's really inside of us, which is our spirit. Because you see, when we come across people, we want to leave an impression of increase. Well, how do we leave an impression of increase? Let's ask that question. How we leave an impression of increase is by having and believing in ourselves that we have what we want. Let's give an example. If a child had a lollipop and he wanted another lollipop, he could have faith. And having faith to believe that you have the increase of the lollipop, then you might have 2 lollipops or 3 lollipops. But it's the impression of the increase that the boy had to have enough faith to believe that he would actually have an increase. So let's talk about adults. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. A lot of times we stay within a impoverished mindset. So we attract, which is the law of attraction. We've talked about that there's a positive and a negative. When we say negative things, we attract negative. And when we say positive things, we attract positive things. So let me give you a good example. I have always wanted a cleaning person in my apartment. It was like my biggest dream because I thought that it was something that only the wealthy could afford. Well, remember, we're talking about the impression of increase, right? Well, the reason why I said it is because for the longest time, I thought there was no way I could even afford to have the impression of increase, of being able to have a cleaning person in my house. Well, I have to tell you, this Mother's Day, this year, I was able to hire myself a cleaning person. And oh my goodness, it is the best thing that I have ever done. I really enjoyed when my cleaning people come and clean my apartment. But you have to see, I had to think and I had to have an impression of increase in my mind and in my spirit to believe that I could actually afford that. And you know what? Every 2 weeks they come faithfully. And for me, being a single parent, only thinking that I lived on a certain income, I could never have the increase. Well, as soon as I got my mind thinking and saying, hey, I can have that. I can afford that. Well, you know what? I can afford it because I had the impression of increase, which I put from my mind into my spirit. And I allowed my spirit to say that I can afford it. So let's talk about something else because sometimes it's not always about materialistic things that we want an impression of increase in, right? What about faith? When we have faith, we believe in something spiritually or supernatural will come and increase more than what we expected. For example, sometimes somebody is believing for something that they cannot see or they can't have. But in their minds and in their hearts and in their spirits, they are believing for that increase, and the increase will come. Let me ask you this question. Take a moment, think about it. Would you want to be around somebody who is negative all the time or around someone who is positive? You see, even if you're trying to run your own business or to start a new adventure, you want to have positive people around you, right? So you want to have people who have the spirit of increase. And then how they have the spirit of increase is because they believe it on the inside. And they attract people. Attract. They attract people. You know why they attract people? Because we like to be around positive people who are willing to help us to get to our dreams and our desires, excuse me, to our dreams and our desires and be able to have an impression of increase. When we have an impression of increase, we do not become prideful. We do not compete against somebody else. But what we do is we learn how to enjoy our lives and we learn how to equip other people because when we have an impression of increase, we give away to other people and people are attracted to us. But in the process, we must give back to other people because as we give back to other people, we remain humble and we do not compete and we do not become prideful because power of increase and having the impression to increase other people, we can't have those negative aspects of a spirit of control either. We have to remain positive. And being positive, we will constantly give the impression of increase if we believe it ourselves and we believe that we can give it to other people. So, what I want you to think about is what is it that you want to acquire? Think about it really hard. Put it in your spirit and allow your spirit to have an increase and a positive attitude. And as you have an increase in your impressions will be different to other people and people will be attracted to you and they will want the same thing you have. And so what I leave you to with tonight is that you learn how to have an impression of increase. Remain positive at all stake. When you wake up in the morning, say gratitudes, say you're thankful, and it'll put you in the right positive mind frame to have the impression of increase and watch people be drawn, attracted to you. I hope you have a great Thursday evening and I have been able to empower you and inspire you to change your life and to be able to enjoy it the way that it was meant to be as you are part of the creation that has been created in our universe. Have a great evening, Facebook family and YouTube Lives.